Hello, guys, and welcome to a new episode of the Football Plus F1 show. As I'm going to talk about Sunday's Premier League games and other games from European leagues. As I did some videos yesterday. I did the F1 Grand Prix and also talk about football, but there was some problems when I was talking about Liverpool versus Manchester United, so it couldn't be uploaded. So I have to do it again. And I didn't do it like as fast as I possible because I was busy, etc. So a lot of things went against me, but it is what it is. Um, but let's get started. Let's start with the Premier League first. Tottenham beat Tottenham lost 2-1 to Aston Villa. Aston Villa beat Tottenham 2-1. Um, and it was kind of a 50-50 game. I don't think it were both teams like I think if it ended a draw, I think it would have been a fair result. Tottenham got the lead with Bentancur, and then they went a bit defensive for the remaining of the game at times. And Aston Villa, score, make it 1-1. They respond despite being 1-0 down. Goal from Morgan Rogers, who's again showing that he's a very good player. He's having another good season for Aston Villa. And then for the whole of the game, most of the game, it was like, I don't think both teams were really, really creating big chances, in my opinion. Um, so it was like if it would end in a 1-1 draw, I think it would be a fair result. But Aston Villa snatch it, they win the game, they'll go from Buendia. And that's 5 consecutive wins for Aston Villa, no competitions. That's very good because considering how poor they start the season, that's great. Great turnaround for Unai Emery's side. So very important win for Aston Villa and very important win for Unai Emery. Um, and yeah, the start. This looks like they've got their mojo back a little bit. And like I said, this was a game that I don't think it was amazing, but I think it would be if it ended 1-1 draw. I think it would be a fair result. But it's about winning and it's about taking your chances, and Aston Villa did it. Whereas Tottenham, considering they bounced back against Leeds before the international break, you would think like okay they could continue that momentum, but they lose to Aston Villa, so not a good one for Thomas Frank side. Liverpool against Manchester United, the big one. Manchester United beat Liverpool at Anfield for the first time since 2016, over 10 years. Um, wow, I mean, nobody expected this. Nobody expected this. I thought that that maybe Liverpool. I expected Liverpool to win. I didn't expect them to smash them, but I expected like a 2-0 or 2-1. But boy, United showed a lot of. They were fantastic. United showed a lot of character. Um, they started the game quite well. Go from Brian Mbeumo, who's doing really well. Who's having a very good form in the Premier League. I think if you look at in terms of the stats, goal involvements, etc. I think the only in the last like 18, 12 months, the only players who's been better than him in terms of goals and stats and assists and everything are Haaland and Salah. But he's been other than that, Mbeumo's been very, very good. Has been excellent. He's a very underrated player. I don't think many people appreciate, give him a lot of credit for how good of a player he is. Very good goal, giving United the lead. And United, I thought they played quite well. They played quite well in the first half. They could have scored more. That chances, Bruno Fernandes had a great chance to score. Should have made it 2-0. And United were looking good in the first half. Whereas Liverpool, they were not that great. Second half, Liverpool improved a lot. They created lots of chances. Gakpo was a bit unlucky. He hit the post 3 times. He scored though. Salah, not his best game. He had a chance as well. Not a great game for him. Isaac didn't do much. It looks like he wants to go on strike again. The way he performed in this game. And Liverpool created a lot. They were the better team and they created some chances. A lot of chances, but you have to take your chances. And Liverpool didn't do that. United, they had to defend in the second half. They had to be more adaptable. In the first half they were very good, but second half they had to be adaptable, and they did that well. They defended quite well. And then when they continued that goal from Gakpo, I thought like, okay, Liverpool are going to have that momentum, they're going to go on and win the game, and the crowd is going to give the players a lift, and they're going to be fired up for the remaining of the game. But how quickly those United players shut them up was very good from them. They didn't, because I thought, United, how they're going to respond. Are they going to crumble under pressure again? Because these players don't have it, as United fans say, those players don't have it in them to cope with the difficult moments. But they coped with the difficult moments. United, they did it very well. Harry Maguire with a winning goal, great header, the slap head. I mean, he deserves a lot of credit as well for the redemption, for the comeback. I mean, he's been like abused and memed for years and years and years. He's been criticised. You know, we've been saying he's a terrible centre back. He was stripped of the captaincy, and since Ten Hag left, or since in the last 2 3 years, he's been exceptional for United. Exceptional. I think he's been very, very good. Like he's been very consistent, very good. And yes, you could say I think you could say in the last 2 3 years he's been one of United's best players, considering how poor United have been. I know the standards are a bit low, so but and yes, in terms of pace, he doesn't have it. It doesn't have great pace, but in this game he used his experience and he defended very, very well alongside Matthias De Ligt and also Luke Shaw. Lehmann's goal was fantastic. You can see he makes the players around him like Shaw, Maguire, they left very calm, no panic station. He's a very good goalkeeper, very calm, and he's very young as well, coming from the Belgian league. There's no panic station especially when Nana was in goal, that happened, or Binder was in goal. Lemons is more calm. Lemons is more calm. And Maguire, like I said, he was fantastic. I mean, he deserves a lot of credit for his redemption. All the suffering he's had to deal with, all the criticism, all the abuse, all the memes, everything he's had to deal with, and for you to score that winning goal, it's the same fixture that maybe he should have scored the winning goal last year. If you remember, he had that big chance at the end and he didn't capitalize on it. But this time he capitalized on it. He got his redemption, another redemption. He got so many redemption in this game, winning the goal and shouting the critics, etc. I mean, and to be fair, since he was stripped off the captaincy like 2 3 seasons ago, he's been very good for United since then. Very, very good. And yes, he doesn't have an incredible pace, but as a defender, he's very, very good. He's good in the air, and he used his experience quite well in this game. So, brilliant performance from Maguire, and he deserves a lot of credit for his redemption in the last couple of years. That's for sure. But United, they deserve, well done to them. They deserve to win. Amorim, when I looked at the lineup, I don't think I thought like that's not a good lineup to go with. Go with. Maguire, no, but like go with the Luke Shaw at centre back when he doesn't have that great pace. Mount playing as a striker, but he got it. He got it right. He got it right, Amorim, and there's a reason why he's a football manager and we are not. But he got it right. He got his tactics spot on. Defenders of United were very, very good. When they had to defend, they defended quite well. When they had to attack, United attacked quite well. They did their job, and yes, Liverpool were better in the second half. They had, they pushed and pushed and pushed, and United had to deal and to cope and had to adapt. But I think United did it quite well. They coped with the difficult circumstances, and that's what makes great teams. When they have difficult things going against them, they cope with it quite well. Whereas we thought that United don't have it in them, but they have it in them. So well done to them. Matthias Kuhn, I thought he was very, very good. Very, very good. Had a very good game. Mbuemo, great game as well. Scoring the goal, obviously. So they deserve a lot of credit. Now, and obviously, huge win for United. Winning at Anfield, away from home, against your biggest rivals. First win in 10 years. It's like an amazing feeling. It's like the Fergie days when John O'Shea, I remember, scored the winning goal against Liverpool. And Rooney, I think Rooney scored the winning goal against Liverpool before as well at Anfield. So yeah, it's that incredible feeling that it's gonna give the players happy feeling when they go to the training ground, and the coaches as well. So, but now, and Amorim, like I said, he deserves a lot of credit. But now they have to keep it going, because let's not forget, this is the first time they've won back-to-back games under Ruben Amorim, and what a way to do it, by the way, against your biggest rivals. But at the same time, they have to keep it winning. They have to keep improving. They can't be like, that's it, and we've won against Liverpool, that's it, it's done. No, they have to keep improving, because we've seen United before do well in these kind of big games, and then they lose to somebody next week. So they have to keep that level of consistency, keep winning, keep performing well, for them to climb up the table and to have a very good season, because they need to have a consistency of good run of results, not like one game where they turn up against a Liverpool or a City or an Arsenal and the next week they lose to, I don't know, Wolves or something. So, that consistency is very important for United. It's a big win, but also try to build on from that. And I think if Amorim has a successful career at Manchester United as a manager, he will look back at those games and think like, yeah, this was the turning point. This was the moment. So, yeah. For Liverpool, I mean, Arne Slot was making absolutely it was stupid excuses after the game. Was talking about, Sesko. He was so salty. He was saying that all United were playing with a low block, how they were playing with long balls. What's he talking about? What's he talking about? I mean, Arne Slot, like when he's winning, last season he was winning and he's saying, "Oh, Arne Slot, fantastic man, is a charming, smiling." When you're winning, it's easy, right? But when you're losing, that's where we see who you really are, Arne, because that's what he's doing. Like he's being very salty. They play long balls, play with a low block. United didn't play with a low block. In the first half, they could have been like 2-0, 3-0 up, and you're telling me they're playing with a low block. Come on, and they're playing long balls. So teams are not allowed to play that. If you think that, teams are not allowed to play that. So it's the first time you see a team playing with long balls. Arne Slot. I don't understand his perception of this, the way United played. And he also said, which made me like crazy. Like he said that Sesko played in the last 4, 5, 6 games, but today they changed the lineup. They changed the lineup and he didn't play. That many other teams who played against us have done that. They changed their lineups. So teams cannot rotate them. Teams cannot change their lineups, according to Arne Slot. What's he talking about? What's he talking about? I mean, honestly, I don't understand. He's making excuses. He's being a sore loser here. You've lost the game, and yes, they were very good in the second half, and they maybe were a bit unlucky with the missed chances they had. And by the way, that's your job to break them down if they're playing with a low block. That's your job to break them down. That's your job. That's your job to cope with teams changing lineups. That's your job. If you think that other teams have changed lineups when they played against you, then you should have expected that for United in this game, right? So I don't understand what's wrong with Arne Slot's comments. Honestly, what's wrong with him? He's making excuses, seriously. But for Liverpool, I mean, you look at players like Salah. I mean, he's been performing badly. It's like watching his brother. This is like watching his brother or something. Because that's not the real Mo Salah that we all know. Isaac, he looks like a guy that wants to go on strike. He was very poor again, and he's full fitness now. Arne Slot said he was very poor. Gakpo scoring the goals, scoring, and he did very well, and he was unlucky at times with hitting the post a couple of times. The people say the first goal should have not been stood because of McAllister went down. He had a head injury, etc. Yeah. It should have been. Of course, the goal should have not been allowed. So it was unlucky from Liverpool's side. So I think the first goal should have not been allowed. But again, you cannot make excuses for Liverpool because Liverpool were poor in the first half. Kirkus absolutely woeful as he's been all season. Van Dijk, he's always good, but in this game, absolutely terrible. Kanate, he's been okay, but all season's been terrible. What we have to see now how good the Liverpool are on the Arne Slot, because last season they were very good in Liverpool, but that was a Klopp squad. Now this is an Arne Slot squad. An Arne Slot is doing a bad job as of right now. And yes, they were winning games and they were getting results. And I said, listen, it's about getting points, not about performances early in the season. But now the luck is starting to run out. 4 games losses in a row. I mean, when you were losing that many kind of games, you can't expect to win the Premier League. Like City were losing a lot of games last season, 4 games on a trot. You can't expect to win the Premier League when you've lost 4 games in a row. You can't. So, yeah, very, very not great at all from Liverpool side, and that's 4 losses in a row. I think Liverpool, they're not going to win the Premier League. They're clearly not going to win the Premier League because you can't lose 4 games in a row. And for you to lose that amount of games in a row, it's difficult to stop it. Top teams have faced that. Arsenal Invincibles, I remember. They've lost a couple of games and they had to deal with it. City last season. When you lose that kind of many games in a trot, it's difficult to stop. It's difficult. So, yeah, and it could continue for Liverpool. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose to Frankfurt on Wednesday, if I'm being very honest. So, yeah. Brentford beat West Ham 2-0. Very good win for Brentford. It's another difficult day for West Ham. and yeah, very good win for from Brentford. So we talked about Premier League games. I don't have enough time to talk about other games from European leagues. I'm sorry, but I talked about the Premier League. But yeah, good win for Brentford, and especially Kate Andrews is doing a very good job. But yeah, let's move on to Formula One, as you watch. So go watch the part two.